So any of let them join according to their convenient time. Otherwise, let them watch the video. Here we discussed about the custom column, right? 1 second. So in yesterday's session, we discussed about the custom column from examples, invoke custom function, and also we discussed about the conditional column. Plus, we discussed about the custom function, right? Once we create the custom function, I have shown you how to invoke the custom function using this option. And now the thing is, yeah, I already told you, right? So in the case of customer table, or in the case of emp1, in this table, the employee's date of birth is there. So you need to convert this one, or let us take the customer dimension table. Here date of birth is there. So we want to convert, you want to create another column, and then we want to compute the age of each customer. This is what the assignment I told. I don't know how many of you tried this one. And okay, no problem. So what I'll do is I will just start with this one, and then we'll see how we can. This is already a date of birth thing. Okay, and I just go ahead and convert. This is just date. Instead of date time, I just want to have the date thing. Okay, and then what I do is replace values. Instead of hyphen, I use forward slash. Okay, hyphen, just use forward slash. Values to find. Okay, here we have the hyphen. Yeah. Okay, let me do one thing. That is okay. This is in direct query mode, right? So dimension customers are switch all tables to import mode. Look here, this one I have use the direct connectivity mode to connect to the SQL server, and then I have loaded this table. So when you use the direct connectivity mode, it will load the metadata, not the data. In the case of direct query mode, you will not have the you will not have the flexibility to do the data transformation using Power Query exhaustively. Okay, so what we will do is, for the sake of learning, I'm going to convert the direct query mode to import mode. So in this case, when I click on this, it will load the data into my Power BI desktop from SQL Server. But the opposite is not possible. Okay, you cannot convert the imported data into direct query mode. That is not possible. But from the direct query to import, it is possible. Look here, I just click on this for learning purpose. Okay, the question now is, okay, in this case, it is fine. The customer dimension table is a frequently, the values in the customer dimension table will get changed frequently. So in that case, direct query mode only will be using it. If you convert it as an import, is that the viable option? It depends on your type of business. If it is a small scale and mid scale business, let's say if your customer base is not growing so it is not increasing so fast, in that kind of situation you can use import mode, and then you can schedule the data refresh. Got it? But if the like a bank or for and then the banks and especially the e-commerce, every day new customers will be coming in. So this customer dimension table will undergo a lot of changes. In that case, the import mode is not the viable solution. You cannot refresh the data on a daily basis. Again, depends on the volume. Every day, if you get 1 million customer, or let's say if you get 100,000 customers, then you can import the data and then you can schedule the data refresh on an incremental basis. So those customer got loaded into my OLTP database, in the e-commerce database. You can extract only those newly newly onboarded customers. You can push it to my this table, the dimension table, okay, the customer dimension table. See, for this customer dimension table, pending changes, okay. So this is the customer, this is a dimension table. So for this, the data in the real-time scenario, where it comes is, it will come from another customer table that is coming from your e-commerce database. We use the term OLTP. One second, let me just see. Okay, in the OLTP database, that is the source for this. In the OLTP database, we have the customer table. For your sake of understanding, I call that as a e-commerce database. The e-commerce database also we have customer table. That customer table data will load it into the customer dimension table, because this is the one will have the historical data in it. Okay, whether the customer active or inactive, or whether the customer died. Let's the customer is no longer available. Due to various reasons he died. But still, we maintain the customer detail, which all customer they purchased it, which all customer is no longer purchasing from us. They say the customer is alive, but he is not purchasing from us. You can do some kind of profiling also here, okay, if you have the historical data, the customer dimension table. Whereas in the source system OLTP database, you will not have the historical data. If the customer is not active, you're not going to have it there, okay? You are going to remove, you are going to archive it, okay? Fine. So the next thing what we want to do is we want to, so look here, I just convert the date time. Here you don't need the time, right? So date time data type is not applicable for the date of birth, right? All we need is date of birth. That's all. We don't need that much granular detail. Which date, which month, which year, which time, which minute, which second. We don't need it. Time, minute, second. We don't need it. Hence, I convert the date data type. Okay, fine. The next thing is we want to compute the age of the customer. So once I compute the age of the customer, I'm going to do bucketing. Once I do the bucketing, so that will help me to understand which age group of the customer spends more on our website or in my in-store. Okay. So now I just go and create a function now. I just right click on it and new query. Here what I am going to do, blank query. I just click on it, blank query. Yesterday I have shown you how to create a custom function. This is how we need to create a custom function. I just show you one more time. See here in the just beneath the queries you have the empty space. Keep the cursor over here, right click on it, new query, and then click on blank query. And you can type the function here itself. Other option is, yesterday I did not show you here how to do this one, but I have I just touched upon how to go to the advanced editor, and then I have shown the function which I wrote it here. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a function in the advanced editor itself. Okay, in the advanced editor, when I open the advanced editor, you can see something like let and in. This is called your let block. In the let block, you can see the variable. On the right side of the variable, the expression should be there, or you can use some M language related functions. And then the in block returns, this variable. The let block will have the, variables. You will find all the variables here. On the right side of the variable, you might be using the functions or whatever the steps that we carry out to do the data affinity processing. Those kind of steps you can find it here. So in this case, I did not do any data transformation. I did not carry out any step. I want to create a function. That function should return age. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I just press enter, and then here I just go and say equal sign and then DOB. DOB is the parameter. So what I'm going to do is here okay, I just say source. Instead of source, I'll give some meaningful name. Age. I want to compute the age of the customers. Here we have some date. That's all. If you just type date, and if you see here, you have something called date dot here. Here, what I am going to do is date time zone. Yeah, date time zone local now. Okay, and then what I do is inside the date dot here, what I'm doing is I'm using this function, the language function, date time zone dot local. Now this one will give me the current date time. Okay, minus the date dot year and then DOB. Okay, that's all. And then here what I'm going to is return the age. Here what I'm saying is, if I type any date of birth, okay, you take the, let's say now my date of birth, okay. I just, subtract my date of birth from the current date. That one will give me the age. The output of this one will be age, right? The age will be stored here. And this is the one I'm returning it. So what is this one? This is the function, okay. And here what I do is I converted this let block and let an in block as a function here, custom function. On top of this, I put equal sign and then deva. Deva B is something like, this is the one, is nothing but your parameter or argument. Okay, I'm passing the date of birth to this function. This one will get copied over here. So this is a rocket symbol. This is very specific to Power Query, especially the M language. Okay, and if you want to create a custom function, you need to define the argument, and then followed by that you need to use the rocket symbol, and then you can use your let and in block. The in block you return the value. Okay, let us see if this function works well or not. Okay, syntax error, token literal expected. And if you see here, it gives us the arrow mark, upper arrow. So equal sign. Here, look here, double equal sign. See, with this, what we can understand here is, okay, let me open advanced editor. If I put one equal sign, by default, the Power Query adds one more equal sign. Okay, hence what I do is I don't need this equal sign. I just click on done. Here, now look here, the error, the issue got resolved. Okay, so you don't have to put the equal sign explicitly. Okay, fine. Now my function got created. Let's say here I just say 1, 5. A person was born on 1990, something like that. Okay, if I click on invoke, this date of birth will get copied to this one. This one will get copied here. Okay, and then it will subtract this date of birth from the current date. You'll get age. Now I am going to click on invoke. Only then this function will get executed. For this, I'm going to pass this value as an argument. 32-year-old guy. Got it? So look here, this is the query here. So with now I just right click on it. This query is working fine. This function is working fine. Okay, now I tested it. And what I do is I just, rename it with some meaningful name, calculate age. Now my function name is calculate age. And then what I do is I created a function and I tested it with some sample date of birth value. Now I have to use it, right? I have to put it in use. So what I am going to do is I'm going to click on the dim customer table. So now what I do is I say, please apply or discard the pending query change and then try again. Okay. This is another painful thing. Loading browser failure, other queries, dim query. This query contains transformers that cannot be used for direct query. Okay, fine. So discard changes. I just save it here and then we'll open the Power Query editor once again. And then what I do is the first thing I just go and convert this one as I have used the query here, right? Oh, that function I did not, age function, whatever I created was not there, right? Okay, let it be there. I'll put it here itself. Okay, and then I just give the meaningful name here. I just say the calc age. Fine. I go to the customer dimension table, and then I just click on invoke custom function, calc age. And then this is the age column. The column name is age. And the new column name is going to be age, and then which function we can use it to convert the date of birth as age, the calculate function, right? This function, the newly created function, will pick up the date of birth column values, and then it will convert each and every customer's date of birth as age. So what I do is, in this case, hey, pick up this column, date of birth column, pick up the date of birth of each and every employee, and then use this function to calculate the age. And for the calculated age for each customer, you put it in a new column by the name of age. Let us see if this works. Yes, now it's working fine. This step results in a query that is not supported in switch all tables to, this is where we got stuck. Not then try again. So okay, what I'm going to do is I just remove this one first, and then let me just close and apply, because this function I created it. This function is not working there. Close and apply. Now it should work. Contains that cannot be used for direct query. Okay, redeem customer. It was very simple in the previous version. I don't know, the latest version, I think they made some changes to it. See here, when I converted this one as a date data type from date time to date, it was causing problem. So best thing what I will do is I will, in the interest of time, I'll delete it. So these are the problems you'll be posing it in real time. On the one hand, the volume of the data is very high. On the other hand, these kind of limitations, which can, you need to understand the limitations. But again, they change the features every new versions of the Power BI desktop. And then customer.xls. Okay, I just open this file. By establish a connection to customer.xls. Instead of, say, I could have connected to the SQL server. From there, I have used the import connectivity mode. But again, it's painful, right? You need to type the server name, database name, everything. That's the reason why instead of using the table, I'm using the Excel file itself. I just go to the transform and use first row as it is. Fine, we are done. And so this table is different from that table, because here I don't see the, let me do one thing, delete it. In this table, we don't have the date of birth. So, okay, let me do one thing. I'll just connect to this one. SQL Server. Only option is you have to use SQL Server. Okay, leave it. I just go to the desktop here. When you work in hybrid mode, only you will get to know, what all issues or limitations which holds you back. Import connectivity mode. And here I can see the data birth. Okay, load it. Load this data locally into my Power BI desktop. No direct connectivity mode. Okay, so I just loaded it here. If the volume of the customers or the daily onboarded customer volume is too high, then you can go for direct query. But still, I think you can go for incremental data refresh. You can import it and then you can refresh the data. Okay, this is the one data birth. I just count the date. Fine. The next one is the invoke custom function. Go to add column, invoke custom function. And then I just rename it as age, and the function query is calculate age, and which column you want to use it. Column name, date of birth. Click on OK. Now it's cool. Our job is very simple. Okay, I just close and apply this. Such a simple function, because of the hybrid mode, with the limitation of the direct query mode, we had to spend this much of time. So that's the reason why it is not, you cannot learn over the night. Like many say, right? 4 days you attend workshop, 3 days workshop. The 4 days, 5 days you cannot. By real time, you'll be working with the hybrid mode. Sometimes they'll give you only CSV files, load into the SQL server, staging database. In the staging database, you do all kind of data cleaning and data merging, everything. But in the staging database, all the files, the CSV files, once you load it there, you'll be working with the tables. Some case, you will be working with the table and CSV files. Okay, the next question is, what are the other situations you have created the custom column? Can tell me what is a custom column? How you can create a custom column? Fine, but tell me a scenario where you have created the custom column. The interview they'll ask you. So this kind of situation, right? So we wanted to split a single column into 2 columns or more than 1 column. The classic example is, let's the given data set, we have country and state together. They stored the value. They want the country and state value to be separated, right? So in that case, we have, we had to use this thing, and then locations. Yeah, location segregation. Very good, Pravat. And what other scenario that you can create this one? Ship date. Look here. I want to subtract the ship date from the order date. Ship date minus order date. So most of the time, right, the ship date is more than the or greater than the order date. There are situations, there are cases, both of them are same. The same day you ship it, fine. Loyal, good, yeah, very good, right? Whether customer is a loyal customer, or how will you find out loyal customer is good, good or bad? How can you find out? Okay, so in that kind of situation, they'll ask you the next question. Okay, so the ship date, you convert the date data type. And then what you do is subtract the ship date from the order date. the ship date and order date same, then the shipment duration, create a new column by the name of shipment duration. In that case, you need to subtract, but you cannot subtract it, directly now, because currently it is a, the text data type. You need to convert this a date data type. Okay, and then only you need to subtract it from the other date column. Any arithmetic operation, if you want to perform, between the date columns, right? So both the columns supposed to be in date data type. Otherwise, you cannot do that. Okay, so now you need to, let's take a few moments and then we will see how we can do this. But here, if you see the data issue is there. First, address the data issue, the formatting issue. If you see here, between the month and year, the forward slash is their first value. For the second value, instead of forward slash, hyphen is there. Either you should have, the hyphen. Hyphen should have been used for all the values in the ship date to separate month, date, year, or forward slash. But the mix of, these two, right? So in that case, if you convert the date data, it will cause some problem. So what you do is, first you need to change the format of this one in a consistent one. What do you mean by consistent? Either you can replace the forward slash by hyphen, so that entire value in the ship date column will be in the proper format, or the single format. So now what I do is I just right click on it and then replace values. See, now the replace values are not there. Replace values are there. Okay, fine. Here, what I do is I just type the hyphen and then I just say forward slash. See, now you would have noticed this. And when I use the replace values, here I just use the hyphen and forward slash. So what happened? All the forwards, the hyphen value got replaced with forward slash. When I tried the same on the customer dimension table, which I used the direct connected mode, I was not able to do it. It was throwing some error. And then when I went and saw their direct query mode, you cannot perform this operation. They'll ask you in the direct query mode, what are the limitations are there? These kind of limitations, you can tell them. Okay, and then I just see the data profile here, valid 100%. We don't see any error, we don't see any empty. I just simply go here and always using locale. Most of the time you'll be working with US data. Okay. And if you think, if you work with different country customer, then you can check with the manual. Okay. Which one you do it, and then date data type and English United States. So now what I do is I just go and create a custom column. Both of them are in the date data type. Here I just say shipment duration. Or okay, order date, it is fine. See, Deepak, here the either all the value should should be, they would have used the hyphen for all the values to separate month, date, year, or they should have used the forward slash for all the values. So Deepak question was, in the case of order date we have hyphen, but here you have used forward slash, right? But here, though I used forward slash, when I selected the using locale United States, it is converting this way. Okay, and here right, so try to understand, guys. See, this is the one. That's why you need to concentrate here. Don't get distracted in between. Okay, see, if I have something like 0 1 0 0 1 35 31 20 19, and let's say another in the second order, I can see something like 5 5 2 0 1 9. Here, the values are not in the proper format, right? So one value, first date value is in, they use the forward slash to separate the month, date, year. The second one, they use the hyphen. Either you should have both the values like this hyphen. Either you can use hyphen, or you can use the both values, you can use forward slash. Don't have the mix of these two things. Forward and hyphen don't have the, this is what called as an inconsistent format. You can tell them what challenge that you post. The most of the columns we post inconsistent formatting issues. Now it is, so in this case, it is consistent. In this case, it is either you can use forward slash to separate month, date, year for all the values, or you can use forward slash. Don't have the mix of these two. Do we have the mix of these two here? No, right? Yeah, fine. So now what I do is I just go and you can ask one more question, sir. We have used United States. Why it is showing date, month, year? I will leave it to you. Okay, you come back with the answer. Okay, let me see how many of you can answer it correctly. You practice it and come back with me the answer for this. Now let us focus on creating another custom column called shipment duration. For this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to the ship date column. Let me check the recording. Yeah, recording is going on good. And please remember me if I forget to record it, because a lot of students today, they did not show up. Ship date minus order date. Okay, if I click on OK here, it will give me the duration here. Look here, this shipment, this order we shipped on time. So this one we took 2 days time. What I do is I just say fixed decimal number. Okay, and now we can see 0, 2, 1, 3, right? So yeah. So this one, again, you can define, you can create another column wherein you can say, anything, any shipment date is, greater than 3, then it is delayed. Okay, there is a, violation of SLA. Okay, not met with SLA. Okay, not met with this SLA. For example, this 4, 7 and all, right? So the SLA is 3 days, which means this is the one we promised to the customer. At any cost, we deliver it on or before 3 days. If anything, more than 3 days, then we need to track that one. For that, we create another custom column. There probably you can use switch function, or you can use a simple if conditional column, right? You can use that one. That is an assignment for you. Okay, and the next one is what other situation we can use this one. For example, I want to extract the year, month, date from order date column. I want to have a separate column to hold the year alone for the order date, month alone, and date alone. I'll show you one example. See, in the case of add column, you will find something like date here. When you click on this, you will find the year, all the things. Okay. When I click on this, what will happen is a new column called year got created automatically. This, this is, implicitly get created, the custom column. I did not go to the custom column. I did not create it. Simply, I went to the, this one. Once again, I'll just show you where is the order date. I just selected this one. Date thing got enabled. And when I click on, now I want the month to be extracted separately. So year, month. And then if you want to extract the quarter also, you can do it. Select the order date, and then so here they've given you a lot of options here. What day you got, name of the day. We can tell them day name, month, year, and the month name, all the things. For that purpose, we have use the custom column. You need to have at least 2+ examples in your hand. If they say, yeah, we created custom column to compute the shipment duration, and also we use the custom column to extract the year, month, the date, and the day name. For that purpose, we have used it. Okay, in the order date, we have something called order date. We want to store it. Why you need to extract year, month, date? Because we want to perform year-on-year sales performance, month-on-month sales performance, and day-wise they want to see operational performance, weekly report. So Monday, what is the sales? Tuesday, what is the sales? Wednesday, what is the sales? So for that purpose, we want the day name should also be available here. Okay, enough discussion about the custom column and custom function. I have given you more than one example for these things. Next, what we will do is we will focus on some more data transformation.